Hello and welcome to another YouTube tutorial on string art. Today we're going to be working on this design. I call it my 8-point star. So the first thing I'm going to do is just show you quickly how to thread a needle with a needle threader. So take the needle, here's the needle threader, and the one I've got, I buy them from Hobbycraft. You have a wide end for large needles and a narrow end, and it's this narrow end I'm going to use. And I'm going to almost pretend that the needle threader is thread and insert it into the eye of the needle like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take my thread and put it through the needle threader. So you've got a larger hole to play with. So like that, and just give it a bit of length there, and then pull the needle threader through the eye of the needle like that, and that's how you use the needle threader. You want your thread to be single, so you've got a short end, see there, it's finished, and then a longer end of single thread, and at the end I say maybe about 1.5 inches, you put a knot. If I put it close, you can see a knot. Okay, so what I've done on my design is I've numbered the holes. This will make it easy first time round until you get the hang of it. My numbers are quite heavily done so that you can see them. I'll just show you. So you have at the center, you've got 1 going all the way down to 14. And if you're doing a card, it will be to 12. It makes no odds what the number is, just so you're not confused. So 1 to 12 going down on one side. And then on the other side, you've got from the center 14 going down to 1. You don't want 1 all the way round at the center, or else you'll get a completely different design. A good design, but a different one. You want 1 to 14 going down, and then 14 to 1 going down, and you alternate. So you'd have 1, 14, 1, 14, 1, 14, and so on. Okay, so you turn the card over onto the reverse, and for your prepped cards, the reverse side is bumpy. Okay, so you know which is back and which is front. Now, what happens is when you turn over, the positions change. It's not different. If I put my needle through hole number 1, it's still hole number 1 there. Okay, but you have to do reverse. You might want to do your numbers on the reverse as well to make it easy. So I go in at 1 and come out, and then I match it to the one that's diagonal on the opposite side there. So I'm going 1 to 1, 2 to 2. And on the reverse, I turn over and I'm going to go into hole number 2 because that's where I need to go next. So hole number 2 at the bottom, turn my card over to the front, and I go into hole number 2 on the opposite side. Turn over onto the reverse, and let me see where I am. I'm going to go down into hole number 3. I just want to show you something quickly. I'm not going to put my needle all the way through because I want to ensure I don't have to on that side. Just hold that thought. So hole number 3, I'm going to go down into hole number 3 and I go behind the stitch. Okay, so if I move it there, you can see I'm going to go behind into there. Okay, turn over. I'm going 3 to 4. So I call this, when I teach, crossing the road. On the reverse, I crossed over the road, and on the right side, I'm going diagonal. So I'm coming out at hole number 4, and I go into the matching hole number 4. And I just continue, turn over from 4 to 5, there, on the right side, 5, there's my number 5, there, go into there, cross the road, into 6, so just pause there. I've got 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, turn over, and I match. On the front, I'm matching my numbers, there, 6 to 7 on the reverse. Now I'm going to stop there because my thread has started to double, if you can see. Let me bring it close to you. There, see, it's doubled. So I want to catch that before it becomes semi-permanent. I can always fix it. So if I tug one of these threads, one of them will come loose. There, so I'm back to single thread. So 7 to 7, turn over, go into hole number 8, 8 to 8, turn over, going 8 to 9. On the front, I'm going diagonally 9 to 9. So just so you give you a check there, if you can see, I'm in number 9. On the reverse, and if you look at the pattern on the reverse, you can always check you're doing it right, because that's what it looks like on the reverse side, like a track. 10 to 10. (11 to 11). Almost there. 12 to 12. To 13, over, and our last hole in at 14 on the reverse, and 14 on the right side, and that's it. So that's what it looks like. And you've got at the top, you've got this like a V shape there. Now, to cast off, so to speak, take my thread, and I'm going to go into the stitch 12 to 13 in there. Okay, and I form a loop, and then I'm going to insert my needle into the loop and make my first tie, and then I'm going to repeat it to secure it, make a loop, go in again, and there it's knotted. The second time it knots, and then if you want to do it a third time, you're more than welcome to. And I snip it there, and I'll snip there, and that's what the reverse looks like, so you know what it should look like, and that's what the right side looks like. And you just repeat. And what I shall do is I'm going to write the numbers on the next set of holes, so you know. So the bottom one there is 1, so this one's going to be 14. there, 2 and 1. So you'll go 1 to 1 up there. Now the amount of thread I used for one of those segments was 90 centimeters, and I'd always give another 20 centimeters just in case you can do more. So you need 1 meter 20 for one segment. If you want to do more than one segment at a time, so you do that one, and if you're alternating that one, then you just double it. So 2 at a time, you'd have 240, just to be safe, 250 centimeters, or 2 meters and 50 centimeters, and then you'll get around 2 at a time. But that's if you feel able, confident to. So that's how you do the 8-point star, so that you end up with this design. Thank you for watching. Bye.